The wind howled outside, rattling the windows as the snowflakes swirled like restless spirits in the dark. The storm had rolled in quickly that afternoon, blanketing the world in a deep, unbroken white. It was the kind of cold that seeped into your bones, the kind that left the air sharp and unforgiving. Inside the house was a haven. The fireplace crackled and popped, casting a golden glow across the room. The warmth radiated outward, warding off the chill that pressed against the walls. Thick curtains were drawn, and the world outside was forgotten in favour of this cosy sanctuary. The young woman curled up on the couch, a thick blanket draped over her legs. She sipped from a steaming mug of hot cocoa, the rich, velvety taste warming her from the inside out. Marshmallows floated on the surface, slowly melting into frothy clouds. On the coffee table sat a half-finished puzzle, its bright colours a sharp contrast to the muted greys of the storm outside. Her dog lay at her feet, his soft fur brushing against her ankles. He let out a contented sigh, his tail giving a lazy thump against the floor. Every so often he would lift his head to glance at her before settling back into his warm spot. From the kitchen came the savoury aroma of dinner simmering on the stove. The smell of spices, onions and herbs filled the house, mixing with the faint scent of wood smoke. The sound of the bubbling pot was soothing, a quiet counterpoint to the storm's distant roar. She glanced at the window where frost crept along the edges like delicate lace. The outside world seemed so far away, so cold and distant, but it didn't bother her. Let the storm rage, let the snow pile high. Inside there was warmth, light, and peace. Pulling the blanket tighter, she reached for the book resting beside her on the couch. Its worn cover promised stories of adventure, mystery, and faraway places. She flipped it open to where she'd left off, the familiar scent of paper and ink rising as she settled into the story. Hours passed like minutes, the storm outside relentless, but the house remained steadfast in its warmth. When dinner was finally ready, she brought the steaming bowl back to the couch, where she ate slowly, savouring every bite. Her dog shifted to rest his head on her lap, and she ran her fingers through his fur, grateful for his quiet companionship. As the fire burned lower, casting flickering shadows on the walls, she felt a deep sense of contentment. Outside, the cold may have been fierce, but here, in the glow of the hearth, life felt soft and gentle.